Welcome to episode 209 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. On the move tonight, we got Hayes. Holla.
209 times.
So, technically speaking, this is episode 1 of year 5.
That's the
Year
math.
5.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, we started at the first week of March in 2021. So, we've been going through COVID for a little bit, right? 2021? Does that sound right?
Oh, see, I thought we started in 2020.
Yeah, no, because 208, so we would have been 4 years old, 4th birthday of the podcast last week.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Hey,
Year 5.
congratulations to you.
It's been a good ride. We're not done yet. Man, you mentioned it before. I've been trying to do more on Instagram, but really I've been sending a ton of messages out. Just sending people that we followed, some got back to me, some haven't. I think we've got 4 that have confirmed, maybe 5 that they'll come on.
We just had one a few minutes ago.
Yeah. He might be number 6 actually to confirm that they'll come on. And we just got to set up when.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually, that's probably the thing that gets me most excited. Then I looked up, I think I'm going to reach out to the one website that we do not discuss on this podcast to see if we could be like an influencer for them and do a segment of the week.
Ooh, I dare you.
So that'll be cool. I'm actually trying to do more. So tomorrow we may try something new. I'm going to try to workshop it in the morning. We may do something on the Instagram lives. We'll see if we get any traction on that. I'm not sure we will.
Are you on spring break next week? Like the whole week? I mean, your kids, obviously.
My kid that's in school, that's in preschool, is on spring break.
You feel like there's any possibility we could do a live one next week?
So we'll come back Thursday, but I work. It'll probably depend on work and basketball. So I'm off Monday through Wednesday.
Okay.
We'll probably come home on Wednesday from Knoxville. So yeah, are you off all week?
No.
This
just hit me too, though. You are 10 days away from being done with 75 hard.
That's right. Did you just start right back up, or are you taking a break and starting up later?
No, I'm started right back up. So now I'm 30, 33, something like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get the drinking. We'll have to get the crew when everybody's done.
Yes, I agree.
Have a little cocktail. That's
probably
the thing I miss.
Maybe we can disguise it as a live podcast.
That would be fantastic. Yeah,
We'll
that'd be awesome. Yeah, episode 209, man.
Follow the stuff. Mason's killing the Instagram right now. Follow it. Do it. Buy the stuff.
Yeah. One post, man. One post in this year, I think. Killing it, ain't it? But we're trying. We're trying more than we used to.
Effort. Remember? Effort.
I think, infamous or famous or legendary baseball manager Joe Madden won the Cubs, broke the Cubs curse. His big saying was "Try not to suck," and you know what? We're trying not to suck this year. And I think we're doing okay. Yeah. Sorry, let me trying to post on the Instagram so we get some people flooding in here. Here we go. Yeah, so we're trying not to suck.
Cat.
Here's a cat. If you're not on 75 hard, like Hayes has to tell you every week, go ahead and take a sip. This is water and honey and lemon. So
yeah, me too.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my go-to.
So I was actually gonna brew some tea. Not brew, but yeah,
it's brew.
Brew some tea. And I don't have any decaf tea right now. So I did not want caffeine at 10:15 at night.
Well,
So
I think I told you that I kicked coffee during
that's right.
fasting, and now that that ended. I had a cup of coffee this past Saturday, the first day, March 1st, and I was absolutely wired. And then I crashed, and it made me think, I don't know if I ever want to drink coffee ever again.
Really? Wow.
I've had 2 cups of coffee this week, and they were both decaf. And I really don't
All
know.
right.
I'm on the tea train, man. Tea tastes way better, for being honest. Like, I love coffee.
Oh, it tastes
but
way
tea is
better.
really good. It's cozy.
So yeah,
I mean, it's got all the stuff that coffee has, but it doesn't have the crash of. I mean, I didn't even know. I was so hooked on coffee like crack that, I mean, there's no telling the last time I actually felt it. Right? It's true.
yeah. I mean, no, yeah. So I've actually started picking up a little coffee, but I do some creamer and sugar in it because I can't do it otherwise. But I'll do it like right after lunch. If I have like doesn't really matter what lunch. If it's just a bigger lunch, I always get sleepy right after, especially if the boys haven't been sleeping the night before. So I've been hitting that. So I've been adding a little coffee. Trying not. I mean, it's 1 or 2 days a week, so it's not too much. But I think I'm gonna go with the tea route.
Yeah.
I got a recommendation on some English tea. This guy's.
Have you gotten the Amish tea yet?
No, I haven't.
Bro,
I haven't gotten the
screw the English. Just go straight to Amish. You
It's
know
like
where to get
the
it.
Boston Tea
Hey,
Party.
Free shout out to the Nolensville Feed Mill. Just go in there, and everything they have is absolutely gas, as the kids say.
Yeah, we
Doesn't
we
matter
were
which
there.
one.
I saw Hayes this week because his son was working. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but
You can say that.
free shout out. Yeah, the cookies, man. If I wasn't on 75 hard, I was gonna pound some Amish cookies in there.
Or
But
some fried
we picked
pies. Oh,
we picked up some sourdough bread and some honey. So
hey, let me be the one to say. So I saw Mason in the flesh for the first time in probably a month or two.
yeah, it's
This
been a
guy
little
looks great. I almost wanted to ask to see you with your shirt off. No crap. I was like, God, look at this guy.
I mean, it is what it is.
Do you have an ab yet?
I don't. I've been working on them. Still
Me
can't see
too.
him though. Still can't see him.
No. Mine,
No,
you know, I look decent, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I've still got 30 some days left.
Yeah.
So.
You were even, I mean, you were deep. This would have been your last day because you started earlier than us. Sorry to rub it in.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. It would have been my last day.
You were 10 days ahead. So I
Yeah.
just hit 65 today. But yeah, regardless. Anyways, yeah, we'll keep on moving. This podcast is brought to you by the Still Drippin' Printify store. Here's our stuff that's on the web right now. So we got the Still Drippin' Golf Club. We showed this a couple weeks ago. The Still Drippin' Circle tee, the Happy Hour logo tee, and then the Still Drippin' Travis or Cactus Jack Still Drippin' stuff. Still on there. So I put in a request today to do merch by Amazon. So we may be able to get this stuff on Amazon, get it to you quicker, cheaper. I think we'll make a little less, but I don't really care. I don't think they care.
It's not about making. I'm not trying to hit a lick here. I just want people to wear our stuff. I just want it to be dope to the point you're like, man, I want to wear that.
I think with Amazon, the deal is if we get approved, right now it's $20 with $12 shipping. With Amazon, it'll be, if you have Prime, I think it's free shipping. And then, whatever we price it at. So $15, I think, is the lowest.
Does it all link through Printify? Is that how that works?
No, you can't do it. I don't think you can do it through Printify. You may be able to, but I would have to redo like designs and stuff.
Well, let me know when that gets approved because I'll get back to my design game.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's stuff
we'll get on that.
Taken off. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. So
yeah. Oh, just drank too much. Burn my mouth. Whew, that's not a good
Nice.
feeling. All right. Well, with that, episode 209, we got a ton of news. I mean, it just started flooding in today. Let me get back to what we want to see here. Episode 209. Hayes, where do you want to start?
Yeah.
Should we start
Let's
with
just
the
go in order.
AE2?
Yeah. I feel like that's breaking news, right? Just hit a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
So we finally get real pictures of the AE2, and it really turns out it's the second model. Is it the second model though?
This is like the third different model we've seen, rumored as the
Oh.
AE2. This one looks similar to one of the models.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
But vastly different from the food dehydrator model.
Yes.
Which we first saw, and then that was definitely supposed to be it, and they definitely
it was court of public opinion.
Yeah,
they went.
Yeah.
It was smart for them. They did market research. They were like, ew. And then they
It was
switched.
the Tennessee fan base versus Greg Schiano there. Shut it down.
Yeah.
So this is one of the sneak previews you got. I'm going to switch over to see some of the shoes that we had seen. So this is one that we've seen, the food dehydrator right there, as Hayes called it. It definitely was one of them. I mean, you see these people, this was back in July of 2024 when we first saw these. So that was supposed to be the AE2. I mean, they had multiple colorways, everything. Then I think we got this one, which I believe is pretty close to what we got.
Yeah.
A little different. The first time I saw this shoe, this was the canceled model of the first AE1. And so I guess maybe they went back to the archives, pulled this one out. Obviously, it's a little different. You can kind of see the same little like triangle pattern here on the side. I think they put like the AE like texture on it, and then some more claw, I guess like claw marks is what I mean. You've seen that with the Lillard that's out now. The Harden a little bit. So the same aesthetic from Adidas that they've been on. A different sole though. Looks like we get a different sole on this one. I'm gonna try to zoom in on here.
What is this colorway though supposed to represent?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could see it's the colorway is titled With Love. It's probably just the generic first shoe. But yeah, bad colors in my opinion. The complaint that I have is the outline of this triangle looks like it's made with Play-Doh.
Very much so. It looks extremely Play-Doh-y. Also, from this angle, does it kind of... No. Can you hear me? You're good. Oh, you froze. Crap. From this angle, it almost looks like we're getting a shroud here. The zipper. Is that a zipper? What is that? I can't tell. Hey, can you hear me? I lost you.
Yeah, I got bad internet right now.
Oh, you're cool. Does it look like it's potentially a shroud, a zipper? Like, you see that other side?
I don't know. Just based off of this one, I don't know.
Okay, it's just a weird
if the
angle.
Triangles are on both sides, it looks like very Harden-esque. This is all I'm going off of, though. So looks like different textures, and maybe they'll do something like this. Like, this one's got the very textured like
triangle
upper thing. Yeah, and so maybe this is a different, or maybe this is just a prototype and they added more. But yeah, we got different stuff in here, so very interesting.
But
yeah, totally different. Feels like a different sole. What do you think than
Doesn't
what we've
it
seen from videos?
It looks kind of like a Jordan.
Yeah,
it has some Jordan vibes.
Absolutely.
And then this back part of it looks like a foam posit, like a flight posit. The collar around the back looks kind of like a flight posit.
Yeah.
But even the shape feels very Jordan-like.
Yeah. I mean, I think Adidas won with this. Now this one that we're looking at right now on the YouTube, I like better than the one that they've put out.
Yeah.
I think. We
And
haven't seen
hopefully
the
this is
full
just a
thing.
bad color. Maybe it's just a bad colorway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I it's not a neutral colors, but I like the Timberwolves colors, man. Put that on this shoe.
This has got to be like a Georgia peach kind of vibe,
Yeah.
right? Because he's
That's
from
what it
Georgia.
feels
He
like.
went to Georgia.
It's like a
That would
mango
make
or a
sense.
peach colorway
Yeah.
for sure. Um, yeah, Adidas again. We talked about it last week with the Donovan Mitchell colorway. Like, why? Why?
Mm.
And what a weird time for Adidas to tease this. I guess it's maybe for the playoffs is when we'll first see
Mm.
it. But just a weird like right after All Star. I guess you're kind of not trying to go up against the Converse Shea ones first coming out. Um, Man, that Luka shoe that we saw last week, we talked about that with Austin. That was definitely supposed to be an All-Star weekend shoe.
Mhm.
And Luka
Mhm.
didn't qualify for the All-Star game. But it was perfect timing for right after the trade.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, to think that Nike might have had a hand in that trade. I'm starting to think about it more and
Mm.
more. And Nico Harrison was a Nike guy before this. Like you get the Nike handoff of LeBron to Luka. It's Nike Jordan, but still, you give a reason for Luka to have all eyes on him when he reveals the shoe, not on All Star Weekend. Even better than that.
Mhm.
Call it a conspiracy, but I'm here for it.
A little bit conspiracy. I don't feel like he would have pissed this many people off over that, but maybe I'm wrong. Follow the
That's
money.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, yeah. Follow the money. Um, yeah, I'm intrigued. Intrigued
Mm.
by Adidas. This is I mean, this must have been kept under wraps pretty well because this is all we've seen of this shoe so far. So, so far so good is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Um, Let me go back here, see what else we got on here. I texted last week's guest, Austin Gwynn, because Nike is launching their own. I'll say it, their own Croc. It's called
Absolutely.
the
They're rock.
React X Rejuvenate Slip-on Foam. And technically this is under their Slides branding, but it's 100% a Croc. You see LeBron has it on. You got all the different colors. Hayes, is this acceptable to wear outside?
I feel like Austin would say yes, and now I feel like besides you, and I know you teased something, so maybe we talk about it, but
Yeah, we
nonetheless,
can.
um, I feel like this is acceptable just because it's a different brand. And because it's not the sport mode and the strap, feels like
Yeah,
a little bit more acceptable for a grown up.
yeah.
It's
It's
still
very
gonna smell bad. There's no doubt
yes.
about it.
You
People are
gotta
gonna
wear
wear those kind of
socks.
socks.
Wear,
They won't.
oh, you
And
need it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying anybody wears this, your feet's gonna smell bad.
Yeah. How about this romper looking outfit from LeBron here? What a weird. Why are you wearing that? Anyways, yeah. To me, this is way less Croc and a lot more Yeezy foam,
Okay.
Yeezy
Oh yeah.
runners or
It's
whatever,
like
foam
it's
runners.
like it's like those two had a love child.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. From Austin, Gwyn here. I said, are these allowed in the Gwyn household? Because we've heard last week Crocs are not allowed in the Gwyn household. Um, all I got back, he was much shorter than your analysis. It's got a swoosh, so yes. And
So
then
funny.
I said, it's very Croc-like, though. He said, yeah, but there's a large difference. So large enough for the Gwyn household.
It's got a
Uh,
swoosh.
it's got a swoosh.
Hey,
So yes.
child labor be damned. He's gonna buy them.
Oh man. All right. Well, there you go for that one. Um, Yeah.
This is cool. Go to the Little Yachty. I mean, I'm not a big Little Yachty. I'm a grown up, but
Where was that one? Up at the top.
Yeah, right here. But check out this sweater this is Cactus Plant Flea Market with Lil Yachty. This is so sick. Keep going through these pictures. But it's knitted, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a knit sweater. Dude, that sweater is so sick. I don't think I could pull it off, but look at he's got a nice little collection here.
Yeah.
It looks old. You know, most Cactus Plant stuff is real. It's just not for me usually.
Like this.
Yeah, what the heck is
I
that?
don't even know what that is.
What the heck is these pants? But I mean,
Yeah, they're like knit as well.
the sweater, the jacket, like some of this stuff is really dope. Yeah, that's super sick.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as weird as most Cactus Plant stuff. But this sweater for sure is just that one too, like the Jordan looking whatever retro.
Yeah,
man, that one is absolutely sick. But this knit thing is just absolutely fire. I just don't think I pull it off though.
I would love to see you try.
Come up in that.
I think you could wear that to work. It's a sweater.
You think so? I feel like the Nike is just so huge on there.
Huge. It's huge.
Yeah, it's massive. Again, not a big Lil Yachty guy. Heck, not a big Cactus Plant guy, but I thought that sweater was dope.
Yeah. Next up, I posed this question on the Instagram story today. These are all coming out in the next month and a half. If you're not on the YouTube, why? But we are looking at the Bricks Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4, the Air Jordan 4 navy blue SB version, Nike SB Air Jordan 4, and then the Union LA Shadow to Chicago. I don't know what they call it, but that's what it is. Shadow to Chicago Jordan 1. If you have to choose one, which one are you taking? I feel like I know, but
I think you're going to be surprised. I'm taking the 4s.
Which ones? The top ones?
The top ones.
Okay.
Those are some of the absolute sickest shoes that they're perfect. And then because I've seen, did you see Josh Henley today posted on the story? He got them early. And
no, but that's not surprising.
Oh my gosh, I know. But the texture and like the material on them are so good. Mm-hmm. That is probably it.
Yeah.
And it's so different. It's so different. I mean, there's not many shoes that look like that.
You can compare it to, ironically, is the 4s, the PE 4s that have come out for the colleges this year.
Yeah.
All one color, a few different textures of the one color. So I would say that's probably the only thing that you can. It's not like a traditional Chicago red color, or whatever, university red or whatever they call it. So it's not a standard color that Nike goes to. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a one of a kind shoe, and yeah, that's one that I would really want. The others,
the Unions are just. There's not a bad shoe in this lineup either. Like,
agreed.
These are
agreed.
This is a good solid 3, but man, that top one is just so different.
Yeah, man. And man, look, we've established plenty of times having Austin on only pushed the agenda farther. But we're Nike people, like most old head sneakerheads, not old, but in between Hayes and myself's age range are Nike people. And I think this is like most of the stuff from this year was already planned way before this CEO of Nike, Elliott Hill, stepped in. However, I feel like you start to see a roadmap of Nike coming back. And it's like when people say, not just because I'm a Tennessee fan, but Tennessee and Alabama being good at football is what everybody needs. The Knicks being good at basketball is what the NBA needs. Nike being good at sneakers is what sneakers needs to be on top. and I mean, they just press the button on way too many Jordan 1s and way too many dunks during COVID, and we just started seeing that overflow the market. Then we just had to keep on throwing things down people's throats, and we got the what was the Vomero from Nike, but that really did not do well in comparison to like Asics. Asics has been killing it. But yeah, this to me, and there's one other shoe later on that we can talk about, or we'll talk about it right after this. That Nike's developing that roadmap to get back on top, and I feel like it's coming pretty quickly. For me, yeah, the Bricks by far number one, Union number two, and that first SB Jordan 4 that we got, the green one, to me was maybe sneaker of the year. I know that wasn't a terribly popular opinion last year, but this one just feels like, oh, that one was cool. Let's try to just change the color.
Yeah.
And so it's not that special anymore. The Nike SB on the heel tab. Yeah, so I like it. I just don't think it's one that you'd have to have. There's other shoes that are similar to this colorway, i.e. a military blue 4. So yeah, but yeah, love all three of these. I think it's good for Nike to have all three of them.
Yeah.
Great. Now going off that,
go to this Asics that you just brought up. Asics.
I'll bring up the Asics, but this is where I wanted to go next. This is obviously an on foot, very dirty picture, but this is the new Nike Ultrafly 2, and it just seems like this is starting to get into the technology that Nike wants to bring back. It's a new shoe, but they moved it under the ACG line, as you can see in this description here on the right, the caption. So the Ultrafly was like a marathon running shoe strictly. This one, I don't know if the ACG version will only be like a trail shoe, but it looks like they moved that under ACG. So it's pretty interesting. ACG's got really cool branding, really cool story. And it just feels like maybe that's what Nike's going to lean into. ACG before this shoe has been functional, but more in that Solomon vein of like, we're going to do retro stuff that's functional. This is a brand new shoe. Obviously, the line was started last year with the Ultrafly, but brand new shoe with ultra cushion.
Do you feel like the oversized swoosh is too much, though?
No, not really, because it's a running shoe, and I feel like runners, like, I mean, if you look at a lot of those, running shoes from the mid from 2010 to 2020, it was real bright or real big. I think this kind of accomplishes both. You've got a very tame colorway. I love this gray.
Yeah.
And then
this is
like
used,
gray
right?
on gray.
We're not making it to look aged. Okay, got it.
Correct. But the gray on gray is kind of very subtle.
This cat is stuck. Keep talking. Give me here. Look.
Yeah, turn the camera. Oh, you're on your whole computer. Your mic got unplugged. All right. Well, yeah. So in terms of what this, I think the printed swoosh on there is absolutely really, really cool. Very lightweight, breathable. I mean, I think Nike, this is the start of what we wanted for so long, is new technology, new sneakers. This isn't going to be like your hot streetwear sneaker, but it is going to be, something that people look at and they enjoy. So I'm here for it. Sorry, let me jump back in. There we go. All right, Hayes, we're done with that one. I think you're muted, bud.
Hey, let me just describe what just happened, because I really wanted to show you. But there's a screen door out here. My son just came out to start some laundry, and the cat
got between the back door and the screen door, and it was crawling up the inside on the screen between the two doors.
Can't make this cat stuff up, man. All right. ASICs. Let's see. ASICs.
I sent this because of you.
Okay. Yeah. Gel Cayano 14s have been going crazy these last, I don't know, maybe last year. ASICs. This is one model. I like the silver and mesh. I think this is, I don't know. I'm tempted to buy stock in ASICs because of this is a really popular shoe with the youth. And they're trying to get ASICs, and it makes me feel like so I'll a very loose example here, but so Galaxy foams mean a lot to me and you. And I'm probably one of the youngest people that the Galaxy foams, like I remember when they came out. And so it's cool now. Man, they sat on shelves. Like nobody cared about them this time because that was like a cool thing to us. The kids now are going to think when these ASICs come back up, I remember when that was coming out, when I couldn't get that, or it sold. Like, not that they're like selling out like crazy, but a lot of people are wanting these Gel Cayanos, which is just wild because it wasn't like a thing when they first came out. They're on like Gel Cayano 31 or something like that.
Are they seriously?
Yeah, this was like 15 years ago.
So why did they choose this? Why did they choose the 14?
That's just the one that I think that's their best
random
one. Yeah, it's one of their best ones. I listened to a podcast on this, so that's where I'm getting most of my like young people love it. I've seen them around the youth a little bit, but yeah, the podcast was the Complex Sneakers Pod, and they had a guy who owns I'm forgetting the name of the store, but the whole podcast he is just talking about how he cannot get enough ASICs in his store, and he sells out of them, and he's selling like so many more pair than any other shoe, like 1,000% increase year over year of ASICs from like 2 years ago to last year, I think. And it's all the Cayano 14, the 1130, which is like a discount model. But ASICs, it's good and bad, right? ASICs doesn't have like, nobody's walking down the street and being like, that's a Cayano 14, right? You're just looking like it's an ASICs. And so I think he said there's two other models, like the gel or something 1130, and then one other one that looked very similar to this, but people just want a silver mesh runner. And that's just like what people are gravitating towards. And I think it's more of like a northern thing too. Like a New York, he was specifically talking about his Philly store. But yeah, just very interesting that this is where it's come. But I don't know, Hayes, you put these on here, Sneaker Politics ASICs collab. What do you think of this colorway and this shoe?
Don't love either of them.
Really?
But I put this on here for you. Man, that's crazy that these are. I mean, they're modest on StockX. So maybe that's it too. Kids want a sneaker. Maybe
what
it's
he
like
said.
A gateway into.
Well, he was just saying it's affordable. You don't have to pay
exactly right. 200. The ASICS Cayano 31 is out.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I just don't. I feel like there's got to be better models than this. Like this feels like the New Balance ones that I don't like.
Yeah, and it's like
but this sneaker's $300.
This one is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
my size
releasing
is 500.
First come first serve at South by Southwest in Austin. So that kind of makes sense, I guess, right? Very limited. Yeah, I'm trying to I'll look up that podcast for you guys. So if you want to listen to it, it was very interesting to hear this guy. And it made me want to get the rooted guys on even more now.
Do they have
so
Asics?
Cole,
Do they have any of that?
I'll check when I go in. I don't know if they have an ASICS account. But when you see what's sitting in their store, man, it's just wild where sneakers is right now. I think I talked about it last week, but I want to talk to them. I want to know what's that next shoe coming up. Have they identified any shoes coming out in the next 2 years that people may line up for? I don't know if there is any. I don't know if we're at that point. Maybe if Nike keeps on the trajectory that they're at, maybe if they got that bricks Jordan 4, people would line up. I would think about lining up for that one. So, yeah, I don't know, but it's all very interesting.
Man, the colorways of this shoe are terrible. I'm just not into this silver. Most of them have that silver.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Who was that? Let me go back up.
Did somebody famous wear this shoe? It's not that effect.
I don't think so. So this is the February 28th episode of the Complex Sneakers Pod. Brian Nadav, owner of Philly sneaker boutique Lapstone and Hammer. So they're a sneaker boutique similar to Rooted. So, yeah. Go check that one out. It was super interesting. Like, I learned so much about just his store and stuff like that. Like the stuff that's moving, the stuff that's not. So super interesting. This I guess is just an adding red to a silver model of an ASICS, red and gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so Hayes put these on there for me because, sorry to disappoint you, Austin, if you ever hear this, but I broke down and I got an offer.
You did it.
I did it. They're on their way to the eBay Authenticator right now. And this
Pray,
is
show, tell.
Let's see. What was it called? No, you can see it in my history. So
the Kith
Salmon Toe Gel Light 5.
You got those?
Yep. So let's see if I got a good deal. I don't know if I did. Oh yeah, $309 is the best price on StockX. I submitted my first offer at $150. Second one was ignored. Second one was $175 and it got accepted. So
got a good deal. And they're new.
About $200 total after taxes and shipping. So yeah, I was very pleased. All that was paid for by money from eBay, so feels like I got a free pair of shoes, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm really surprised that is the picture.
Yeah.
It's the navy. It's that one though. I know this shoe.
Yeah. Yeah. So
why that shoe?
I don't know. I love it. I think it looks so cool. I loved the salmon toe, just in general, but I didn't like. So the original, the OG salmon toe Gel Light 3 came out twice. There's a 1.0 and a 2.0. But the Gel Light 3 doesn't have a tongue. It's super weird. I don't really enjoy the look of it. But yeah, I've seen this shoe for about 2 years. I've thought about getting it. I was 3 months after I started looking at it. I went to Music City Vintage and they had a 10.5. I tried for the life of me to squeeze my foot in it. I took the sole out, put my foot in it. It couldn't fit. So I knew I had to go to 11.5. But yeah, I love the grooves on, here we go, on this bottom part. Like, it reminds me of a Kyrie kind of, one of those early Kyries. It's got like the Nike Free tongueless thing still going. Yeah, I don't know. It looks super comfy.
Is this your first kith as well ever?
Yeah, first kith, and I knew I wanted it. I guess that's what kind of took me so long too, is I fumbled on the site that shall not be named. I fumbled a Gel Light 5 collab, and it was a light blue color. I'll have to find what those shoes are, but it was like I could have gotten those for like $60, and they were on StockX for like $230, and so nobody's faking Asics, by the way, so not too worried on that website. But yeah, I was bummed on that one, and then I wanted it to be significant. If I'm gonna break the seal, I wanted it to be something collab,
Unique.
which I'm not like normally a collab guy. Like this is number 2, and they've both been this year that I can think of. Yeah, I feel like that's right. So yeah, I don't know. When you see a shoe that you love, you just
got to go for it.
You go for
well,
it.
I'm proud of you. Your perspective has changed. Like, welcome to a wider, bigger world.
Right. We'll see if this opens the floodgates like it did for you. Back, I think your first, if I remember right, was the paper bags.
Yes, that was it.
I think that broke into like the Yeezy.
Yes, it did.
Stuff for you. So that's one thing that like I loved some of the Yeezy 350s. But that would have been the only other thing that would have gotten me to break the seal. Maybe I just don't know of any others.
Hey, now 350s are easy to get.
Really,
they're not hard to get now. No, and they're the most comfortable shoes you'll ever wear.
I don't know. I'm still rocking with the OG Roshis, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about putting Yeezys on my feet. To be honest,
just because the Jewish stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
I'm kidding. It's too late now. I mean, I've had them for years, and I love them. They're just the most comfortable shoes you'll ever wear.
Internet broke.
Oh. Can you hear me? Crap, he froze up. I have a really good story I need to tell him too. Mason was talking about he almost bought this shoe in a 10.5 at Music City Vintage, and I need him to be on here. Crap. Hurry up. Plug it back in. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, technical issues. Ole, technical issues. Ole, 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 ole. All right, here's the story. So my daughter is playing softball, and this past Saturday we go on a date to get her softball equipment. So she is we get her some. He's back. I'm telling a story about.
Yeah.
I have to listen to the story. I'm going to start over. So you were telling about how you almost bought the 10.5s to squeeze your feet in.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a story from this past weekend. It reminded me of my daughter and I. She's playing softball, and we didn't have any cleats. She had a really old glove, and so we went on a date and to shop for her new softball equipment. Okay, and she has on these shoes. She's been wearing these shoes, and I had stashed them for my youngest son, and they were Jordan 5 infrareds. And I had them stashed. And Jordan 6 infrared.
6 infrareds. Black or white?
Black. So I had them stashed for him, and all of a sudden I noticed she was wearing them. She'd been wearing them a few days, and I didn't think anything of it. So we go to get her cleats, and I take her shoes off, and I look at the size, and I was like, this seems really small. And then I go to the boxes, and I get a pair of cleats because I feel like she's maybe, I'm guessing like she's got to be a 5.
Well, her infrareds are a 3.
Oh my god.
Turns out she's a 6.5.
Oh
She
my
just
goodness.
loved the shoes, and she's been cramming her foot in to the 3s. And I was like, Liberty, Jane, what? I know you like. I'll just get you a pair of your size. Do you not feel how uncomfortable that is? No, I just like these shoes. I'm like, but do you feel how uncomfortable that is? It's not comfortable, but I like them. And I'm like, oh, just tell me that. I'll get you a pair.
I am very disappointed in myself that I didn't think I've had these pair of Jordan 7s. Black and, well, they're white with purple kids. And I should have given them to you for Liberty. I don't know who to give them to. My niece was too. They're smaller than that. They're probably
Great job, Mason.
3Y maybe.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
they
that's
might
what
be
she's
like
squeezing her foot into.
Yeah.
I made her throw them away. She ruined them too. She'd been wearing them
maybe I'll
outside
send them to Dan.
Okay.
Maybe I'll. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That's a great story.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got time for a couple more. I'm going through here. I don't know if we want to.
Go back to this other one because you're talking about ASICs. I was surprised by one. Pull up this. You share the screen again. This was I guess a curveball for me because it's a brand that you don't hear a ton of about. Go down. Up. I'm sorry, other way.
Oh.
Nope. And stop. These guys. What about Brooks getting into the lifestyles? The only reason I know Brooks is my wife is a runner and she wears Brooks running shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But these look like there is nothing unique about this shoe. It looks like every single other.
These are hideous right here.
Yes.
These.
But there's a dad looking shoe, right? And they're late
to the game, man. I was like,
yeah,
man, Brooks, if you're going to do this, you are 4 years too late.
Yeah, I mean, right. This goes back to the silver mesh runner. Just like an A6. These truly don't look that bad. I think my dad and I, when I was in like the 6th grade, 7th grade, we had matching shoes that nearly looked identical to this. They were Nikes. But yeah, my dad and I had matching shoes. I mean, talk about dad shoe era. I was the first one on the train, man.
You were early adopter. Keep going.
I bet those shoes are still at my parents' house, but yeah, I'm gonna have to dig those up.
What do you call the Brooks thing?
The
condom?
Let's just
we
ask
got the
Google.
douche. We got the.
The Brooks Brothers logo.
Golden
it's called
Fleece?
the Golden Fleece.
Oh my gosh.
That's Brooks Brothers.
Wow. The Hugger?
The name.
Is that what that says?
That's the name of a shoe. Hugger GT.
That's
Hugger.
a horrible name. That's on up there with the chode,
the Hugger.
meat stick, or whatever the other one was.
Street meat.
Street meat.
Brooks started out in ballet shoes. Bath and ballet? What's bath shoes? Just like shower shoes?
Yeah, looks like it. Anyway, we don't need to know what their douche is called, but whatever it's called, we got to come up with a better name than it is. If it's the Golden Fleece.
I like the Hugger.
The Hugger. Yeah, that's it. You just did it. That's the Hugger.
Look at that. That looks like almost Diodora. The Hugger. Gore-Tex. The first shoe, man. Landon's going to be on those Brooks. The first shoe to feature a breathable Gore-Tex upper.
He would totally wear a shoe
1980.
called a Hugger.
He would.
He
Look at
is
that.
dead.
Look at there's the Hugger right
Yeah,
there.
there it is.
Brooks Hugger. Wow. Gore-Tex technology. I mean, that looks like a Nike shoe. Well, look at that New Balance shoe right there. Look at that. Wow.
Exactly what that is.
That's diagonal roll bar.
Ooh.
That the Chariot. This one's called the Chariot.
Let's see this guy.
This one. That's what it is.
Well, that's the Chariot? I thought that was the
think so.
diagonal roll bar.
No, I think that's just the technology that was in it. Looks like the Chariot also features an ultra sturdy heel. Yeah, this is the Chariot.
yeah,
What a
it's
dope
very
name
sturdy.
for a 1982 shoe. Man, I'll tell you right now, if Brooks brings back the Chariot, I probably won't go for the Hugger, but if it brings back the Chariot, count me in. This is the shoe that you love of New Balance without their ugly ass logo.
Yes.
Ugly blank logo. I've had a dirty mouth on here recently, and I'm sorry.
I have nothing to say. Do you love the shoe? Like you're a fan?
No, I'm
Okay,
not
you're
a
just
huge
playing
fan.
around.
But I would buy a pair of
Before New Balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Chariot. I mean, what a dope name.
Kinetic wedge. Heck yeah.
I think that's more technology. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I don't like that shoe. That looks like the street meat shoe, kind of.
That looks definitely like an 80s runner.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Beast. Look at the Beast. Tell me that's not a 90s shoe right there. That is a terrible shape up.
Gross.
We're getting worse.
All right, this is way more. We're good here. Let's move on.
I like the 90s feel to this. The Z on the bottom. This is Zion Williamson's next shoe, actually. The adrenaline.
So many angles on Brooks.
Oh yeah. What is this?
Stand in solidarity, man. With Brooks. That leads us to the douche. Whatever.
This is what they just came out with, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the same shoe.
The lifestyle shoe now.
Turns out it's a throwback.
2002. Nice. Mogo. I do want to know what that Brooks logo is now. They really changed the shape, like from 2002 is when we saw the new one. Look at that. Look how sharp that is.
So many angles.
I mean, yeah. Whew. Then you get this like funky one. It almost looks like a bootleg swoosh.
Yeah, it does.
Whoa, what is that? That's an ad. Sorry. Oh, that's not any better. What is this?
Yeah, this is what Brooks is trying to rebrand, and so they put out this guy, the white and silver runner.
Yeah, this is like your almost toe shoes.
Yeah.
It's a
precursor.
Shoe. Yeah. And then you get the modern day, what you think of. That's what your uncle wears.
Yeah.
All right. Enough on the deep dive on Brooks.
There's no way any podcast has talked about Brooks as much as we just did.
I definitely like naming, even though it was the name of a shoe, I think we call it the Hugger, the Brooks Hugger.
Henceforth, it's the Hugger.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do about it.
What was this? What was the Brooks Brothers one called?
Golden Fleece.
The Golden Fleece. That feels like a Tragic Bananas term.
It kind of does.
Oh. Yeah,
all that from your escapades into Asics.
Yeah, all that.
I don't know if I've ever owned a pair
on there.
Yeah, we'll do this next week. We'll do the rest of these. We'll do a deep dive on the rest of this next week.
Yeah. Look at that new Luka colorway next week.
Yeah.
LeBron hitting 50K. KD with the Air Bakin inspired shoes. And we'll hit the undefeated Air Max 95, which is
and then
really
who else knows what will come out between now and then?
Oh yeah, I mean we've been getting a strong run. Sneakers, in terms of public consumption, has gone down. but the news is better than it's ever been. I mean,
Popping.
we went a year. We're like, oh, there's 4 more dunks coming out this
Yeah.
week. There's 3 different colorways of
Really
the
good
Jordan
so far.
1,
Wow.
and we got 800 Jordan mids, and that's it.
So here we go.
So
We got
this
new
is
ownership,
refreshing, man.
and
It's
we're getting back
refreshing.
into the swing of things, and then everybody else is stepping up to the competition. Love it.
Exactly, man. Nike, people are pushing Nike. I like that Asics is up. I like Brooks doing something new. Saucony, I feel like they have a lot of potential, and they're not tapping into it. They're just, I feel like, crapping
They
away.
just, I don't feel like they know what to do. They're trying to figure out
yeah.
which direction they want to go, and they're trying to figure that out.
Yeah. There's no middle ground with Saucony. It's like hardcore runners on this side, and then
Hip hop.
people who only know it as Saucony on this side. Yeah. Hip hop. Like way, way, way far hip hop, like J Tips with the flowers and the fur. And so they need that middle. They need a dad shoe. Let's be honest. Give us
something not
mesh
wild
runner.
and crazy, just like
Exactly.
a regular. They need a hugger. They
need just a general hugger right there. All right, yeah, we'll get to all that next week. But man, for an adversity pod like we had tonight, this was one of my favorites. I feel like we had a good deep dive into Brooks.
Would you ever thought that at the beginning of this?
No, not at all.
A good deep dive into Brooks.
This has been the first pod in a while. We haven't.
Hey, let's
looked
make
at
a
New
segment.
Balance shoe.
Hey, listen. Segment.
All right. Segment. Ready?
And even if it's once a month, deep dive into random brand.
Oh, I'd love that.
Deep. It's got to have a name.
You know, there is a sneaker brand out there that's willing to make us influencers of some kind.
Let's just
There's
call
a
it
small
deep
sneaker brand.
Deep dives. Once a month, we're going to deep dive like we just did into Brooks, but it'll always be random.
A random sneaker
something
brand.
Different. Yeah.
Okay.
Or let's say it doesn't have to be sneakers. It could be. I'm throwing this out there, not being. It can be Bape, right? It can be.
Yeah.
Undefeated. We're going to do a deep dive into
OxyClean.
OxyClean. Yeah. Panama Slim. Panhandle Slim.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking.
Ranch wear.
You know, I don't know if you might be as much into this as I am, but do you like when people do jersey mocks, like different jerseys, like, hey, here's a new jersey for this team or whatever?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I enjoy looking at those, and I found a new Tennessee one, but I haven't seen done, and maybe I'll try to work on this as like a cool thing. Like, I would love to be able to do that. I don't know how they do the jersey mock-up like technology. I'm sure it's just a template, but I want Panhandle Slim as NBA jerseys. Like, think about that. Like, think about the Oklahoma City Thunder, but like a buffalo on it, like cream colored and a buffalo. Wow. That'd be freaking dope. Or like you do SEC teams, like big Gator hater over here, but a Gator, like a true Western looking Gator on a jersey. Panhandle Slim with a Gator would be pretty freaking awesome.
That would be absolutely dope.
Yeah.
Panhandle Slim with like an LSU Tiger.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking Marquette Golden Eagles. Man. That'd be glorious. Marquette's got a strong history of cool jerseys.
The Georgetown Hoyas.
Why can't Panhandle Slim be the title sponsor of this podcast? Are they still are in business?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
All the stuff I have of theirs is old.
Right. But let's reach out to them. I feel like this is an opportunity for us.
Yeah.
We could put these jerseys on our, like, they don't have to say the team names. It can just be like a, insinuation.
Here, look. We'll do this right on the spot. Here's your drop for that. Deep dive. There you go. Copy and paste that.
Man, the last time I was in, what's that song where Audacity? to make one of those to rip some audio has been forever. Like, I think I threw that computer away. It's so old.
Eek. Well, never mind.
So we'll see. We'll see if I
That's
can
a
get
bit
some
tricky, too.
Audacity or maybe screen record some audio for that one. Yeah, I think that's it for the Still Dripping Happy Hour. Last week after the pod, Austin and I were talking about he's going to start coming on more, thankfully. And he had some more than sneakers moments that he could share with us. But I wanted to ask you before we go this week, do you have any more than sneakers moments for episode 209?
I think I just told you my more than sneakers moment with my daughter in the 3s versus the 6s. That's probably it.
All right. Well, that's perfect. Nothing for me this week. Hopefully we'll have more content the next time. But yeah, man, this is an exciting time in sneakers. You can get almost any shoe that you want right now for a reasonable price. So if you're not in sneakers, now is the time to jump on the train.
You should do it. And start listening to podcasts. Tell your friends if you're cool. Thanks to the Germans. Thanks to the Ukrainians. Thank you to the Jews, the Gentiles, the unbelievers. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate it.
You're here with us. Yep. And we do appreciate that. And with that, we want to say good night to all. And we'll just let the beat ride. See what Hayes does.
I dippity doo dunkaroo. I dippity jabbity roo. Rabbity roo. I got a Joey in my pouch like a kangaroo. Watch him poke his tub out because he's milking it. I got nipples in my pouch and I'm milking it, silking it. Look at how I'm joking it. I'm twerking it, and I'm milking it. Putting the Oreo in the milk and I'm dipping it, cripping it, choking it. I crip walk like Kevin. I crip lock. I crip. Jibbity jip.
Quick story before we go. My son has been rhyming in the past week, and he had a string of rhymes that sounded like one of your raps. And I don't know if that's a compliment for him or an insult to you, but I think it's maybe a compliment to both.
I think we can all say that I loosely rap whenever this happens, right?
Right. That's fair. We love you all. We'll see you next week.
Sandwich. I put it in my lunch bag. I got apple cinnamon gravy on my chicken nugget, chicken diblet.